What's up, YouTube? Sir Hunt's Reviews. I'm Mark, and this is going to be a podcast, a live, I don't know, final predictions. There's a few theories thanks to Reddit and those leakers. I plan on discussing a few of those, but yeah, this stream is going to be roughly about 45 minutes. It's all the time I could really fit it in. But I've been seeing a lot of comments in my comment section saying, hey, man, where'd you go? Where you at? Why don't you do live streams no more? Well, it's hard to fit them in with the time, you know what I mean? But yeah, so anyway, let's go ahead and start talking about these theories. I'm gonna check this chat box over here in a second, but the first one I want to talk about is what the fuck happened to Varys? Like where did Varys go? Why haven't we seen him in a while? You know what I mean? I'm a little bit on edge because I haven't done one of these in a while. But yeah, there's like 6 people watching. What's up? Shout out to everybody in the chat box. Hello. Yeah, but so yeah, where the fuck did Varys go? My prediction is that he went to Dorne to go recruit the Sand Snakes. Reason being is because I don't know, they're women, and maybe he somehow heard what's going on in King's Landing, and he knows King's Landing is fuckery, so he's staying away from his book plot, which would be to go kill Keevan and Maester Pycelle. So in doing so, he goes to Dorne. We do know that thanks to God, what's his dude? It's like Trueday or something like that. But he basically said that there's going to be, spoiler alert, we're going to see Dorne in episode 10. So I think that has to do with Varys. I think Varys is going to go there and recruit them. And I think, I don't know, I think a lot of shit. I actually typed all this shit down. All right, so this is what I have written down. I believe Varys will learn out, well, shit, hang on. So yeah, Varys will ask for their help. The Sand Snakes will likely ask for something in return. Perhaps Varys will have his little birds, which we know are present in Dorne. See, that's the thing. These were from notes from a video, and I was basically going to put a clip up from the original trailer, the first one that they dropped. HBO pulled it down from their YouTube, and it's on Cox Communications YouTube channel. But at about 1:18 in, it shows Barry's little birds stabbing the shit out of somebody. I think they pulled that clip down as soon as the season started just because it contained some clips that we haven't yet to see at the point when they took it down. And obviously now there's still like 2 or 3 more that we haven't seen yet. And one of those is Varys' little bird stabbing somebody. So what if when he's in Dorne, Cersei, there's another part in the season where Cersei, right after we meet the little birds, Cersei tells Qyburn that she wants them sent everywhere, to Dorne, to Highgarden, to anywhere where she thinks people could potentially be talking shit about her. She wants to find out about it. So I think it was interesting that they had Varys' little birds meet the mountain right before they left. They were actually afraid of him, and then right after that we get Cersei mentioning that she wants to send them to Dorne. So if Varys goes to Dorne, he's going to know that his little birds are there. And the one thing that I can think of the Sand Snakes wanting revenge on, obviously, is of course Cersei, but also the mountain. That's what Oberyn wanted. Oberyn, you raped her, you killed her, you murdered her family. So I think that they're going to be like, all right, well, we can't exactly get to Cersei. We know that she's protective of the mountain, so let's take out the mountain. What if Varys sends his little birds to kill the mountain, and that's who they're stabbing? They're stabbing the mountain, and he's dying, and that would ultimately leave Cersei vulnerable. Let me check this chat box. I don't even know how many people are watching. Went off on a tangent. What's up, everybody? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Sorry, I've been neglecting. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Oh, man. It's crazy. All right, but yeah, so what are you guys' thoughts on that? Another thing that I had was it could be the High Sparrow getting stabbed by Varys' little birds, or Qyburn's little birds, and they're under the command of Qyburn at this point. And maybe while the High Sparrow is praying in between the trials, which we know that Cersei is not present at Loras' trial, at least from all the clips that we were given in the trailer, we haven't seen her not one bit. So there will obviously be perhaps a break in between, maybe when they're trying to get Cersei to come, even if she shows up for her fucking trial. But I'm saying, like, while after Loras' trial, High Sparrow goes to pray, and in doing so, that's when Qyburn's like, look, little birds, go stab him. So what if it could also be the High Sparrow getting stabbed? Damn, I'll get unnervous eventually. I don't even know why I'm fucking nervous. Oh, man. We got 24 people watching. What's up, everybody? Why don't you go ahead and slap a like on this video? Slap a like on this motherfucker. The next one that I want to talk about, and also I'm going to be adding one to it because Urtek Shout out to Urtak Altanoy. He is a graphic artist, a very well-skilled graphic artist. Yeah, that would be awesome if I did get hired by HBO for reviews, but I can't handle the live streams anymore because I ain't done it in a while. Fucking nerves is like this and shit. But yeah, so eventually towards the end of this, I want to talk about a post that he just made on Twitter, and he's talking about the possibility of the. You know what? Let's go ahead and talk about that right now because that's actually the next thing. All right. So some people think that this will kind of weave into what his post was about on Twitter, but a lot of people think that Arya played a game, or Maisie Williams played a game with Sophie Turner where they said two truths and a lie. And long story short, some of the shit has happened, some of the shit hasn't. But one of the things Arya said was that Arya makes it back to Westeros and kills some people on her list. And then she also said that you see her more than you think in the trailer. So a lot of people came up with the theory. I've seen it in my comment section. I've seen it on Reddit, amongst other places. But basically, it's that Arya is wearing Jaime's face, and she's the one that kills Walder Frey. I think this is unlikely because, for one, Bran would probably be able to tell right away, like, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau has signed on for season 7. So if Arya were to get his face, she would obviously have to kill him. So I don't think that's the case. Not to mention Arya is not the same height as him. He's a lot bigger, and I don't even think Arya knows enough about him to be bold enough to be like, yeah, let me take the face again. Take Jaime's face. I think what she may end up doing is taking Walder Frey's wife's face, right? And either poisons everybody, or maybe during the bedding ceremony when Walder Frey is like going to go like sleep with her, maybe she's already in there waiting for him, and then she just like fucking Maren Trance his ass and stabs him in the eyes and shit and then slits his throat. I don't know. That'd be crazy. I do also want to add this real quick. Arya or Maisie Williams isn't on the cast list for the season finale, so we might have to wait until next season before we get to find out Arya's conclusion, or the conclusion to Arya's story. The fuck? Somebody's calling me right now, and I'm live. Hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. We got 30 people watching me. I'll be right back. Sorry about this. All right, sorry about that. Crazy. Damn, where the fuck were we? We do the new pictures that they gave us on Watchers on the Wall. The HBO gave us for the season finale. We do see Bronn. This was another thing that kind of added to that. We do see Bronn like he's soling it, and then Walder Frey's missing from the picture. So maybe what makes, I don't know, maybe there's not like the big faceless man shit, and maybe Arya's not actually there, and Jaime just enacts vengeance on the Freys himself just because we did see that he was reminded of his vow to Catelyn Stark a few episodes ago when Brienne was talking to him in his little tent. He was like, yeah, you know, you did have a vow to keep and all that shit. Now, obviously there was some sort of deal that was struck with Edmure, and maybe, damn, I'm getting like so fucking straight. Hang on, let me take a second to focus. All right, so yeah, so there's one of two ways. I don't know if we'll get the Frey pie scenario. I know we're supposed to get Waymond Manderly, and supposedly, according to the same guy that predicted the Bastard Bowl, he said that we would be getting Waymond in episode 10. I don't know how it'll play into all that, but I do think that these one of two ways. That either Jaime does it himself, or he does it. Oh shit! Fucking A. Damn. Cursing. All right, let me see what's going on in this chat box while I regather my thoughts. That phone call really fucked my fucking damn. What's up to everybody in the chat? Yeah, Mark is fucking up these live streams, man. He ain't done one in a while. I think he's rusty. That's what she said. All right. Let me get back on track. Jaime, this is my bold prediction for the season finale. Jaime he's the one to enact the fucking Red Wedding 2.0. And the reason why he does it is because Walder Frey is going to be bragging about how he killed Catelyn Stark and how yada-yada-yada, we're the Freys and the Lannisters and we send our regards. And he's just a cocky son of a bitch. He's very obnoxious. So Jaime will likely have what Brienne reminded him of, his vow to Catelyn Stark. That will likely be weighing on his mind. And I feel like Walder Frey might do something to step over the line, and then Jaime's like, you know what, fuck this, and then just slits his throat, and that'd be that. Or he could have made a deal with Edmure, where Edmure was like, all right, I'll get into River Run, I'll surrender you River Run, but I want you to kill Walder Frey, and that's why he kills Walder Frey. He could also cut a side deal with young Walder and Lothor Frey to be like, hey, man, I'm going to kill your dad. He's an asshole to you. You guys, one of you guys would be the head of House Frey after I kill Walder Frey. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think right now in the chat box. I was literally about to say comment section, but this is live. I see a lot of people are saying kill that old. Hell yeah. Death, hashtag death to Walder Frey. Death to Walder motherfucking Frey. Okay, so I have another part. Let me see. All right, so yeah, let's talk about Sansa and Peter Baelish's meeting. Sansa looks like meets. I thought it was a Godswood. In my episode 10 preview video, I did say that I think it's the Godswood, and I think that the interaction doesn't go how we think it will play out, because we see Peter and he's like, you know what I want. I thought you knew what I want, or some shit. You know what I mean? Because Sansa had just asked him, what do you want? And I think what will happen is Peter Baelish will die. The reason why I say that is because Sansa, or Sophie Turner, God, I keep calling them by their fucking characters' names. Sophie Turner said at the beginning of the season, like, she was asked at the red carpet premiere, how would she describe her character this season? And she said, boss-ass bitch, or badass bitch, something like that. So I think that what she was referring to was obviously her basically being the one to kill Ramsay by releasing the dogs. But I also think that she gets back at Peter Baelish. And I think Baelish will probably, because he's feeling cocky that he basically just saved their ass in that battle, he might try some slick shit and maybe try to kiss her like he did that one time, like plant one on her or do something like that. And like, she'll just get pissed off and just have somebody kill her. Maybe she'll realize that the Knights of the Vale honestly are going to listen to her more than anything. They showed up for her. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have showed up for any other reason. So maybe she'll realize that she can gain control of this. I just hope fucking Peter Baelish dies. I know there's a lot of people are fans of him, and I don't understand why, because if you're a fan of House Stark, you cannot like Peter Baelish. Point blank, period. So if you're a fan of him, you're probably just a fan of like players in the game. What's this little skip shit over? Is that my fucking knee that got frozen? Yeah. All right, there we go. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Peter Baelish will die this next episode? All right, yeah, let me start taking some questions. I forget about that. I like this. All right, so we have a question from hell yeah, or fuck a little finger, dude. How will Jon learn about his parentage? Well, I don't know if he will learn about his parentage, at least not this season. I think I saw a video earlier where they were basically talking about how they think that what Bran is doing is having another vision. I don't know. I think Bran is going to show up at Castle Black and then maybe even make his way all the way to Winterfell. I don't know. I feel like the wall is coming down, and Bran is going to be directly responsible for the wall coming down. Bran the Builder built it, and Bran Stark, this one, will destroy it. I guess he'll get the nickname of Bran the Destroyer. He already destroyed Bloodraven's cave in like that whole anomaly of being a three-eyed crow, whatever you want to call him, and that was, according to the show, thousands of years old. So he could be known as Bran the Destroyer. Hashtag Bran the Destroyer. He will enter. Obviously, he's marked, right? And you know, Bloodraven was like, "Oh, well, now he can follow you anywhere because you're marked by him. You're marked. Marks makes marks everywhere. Marks. So when he enters Castle Black, I'm sure. I don't even know if Cold Hands would know. Like, hey, maybe Cold Hands legit stayed away from the wall because he knows if he went back to Castle Black, he'd probably get killed because they're like, hey, look, it's an undead Benjen. Let's fucking kill him. You know what I mean? I don't think he knew that he couldn't pass through the wall. He might have, and maybe that's why he stayed away, but I don't think he will know that if Bran Bran might not even tell him he has the mark. Maybe he knows and he doesn't think that it'll like break the spell, the magic on the wall. But not only will that likely break the magic on the wall, but the Night's Watch members literally just betrayed their Lord Commander last season. So that's another thing. It's like maybe those two things, that's all it takes to break the magic on the wall. And then when he crosses, the Night's King will do, and I like the theory that Raise the Alba came up with, and he basically was saying like the same way he entered Bloodraven's cave where he put his hands on the ground and then shocked all the shit and then it fell out. Well, the roof caved in. That's what's going to happen at the wall. He's going to get up to the wall and he's going to be like, oh, Bran the Breaker. Bran the Breaker. I like that. You guys like that? Throw a like on this video if you like that. Bran the Destroyer and Bran the Breaker. Which one should we use? But yeah, basically when his ass crosses through, he's gonna walk through himself, right? Take his generals with him. And when they get on the other side, he's gonna put his hands on the ground and earth bend the wall to nothing. He's gonna earth bend the shit out of it. He's gonna be like, gonna pull it off. That'd be amazing. We got about 50 people watching. Shout out. I didn't think I'd be able to get this many. That's awesome. Hell yeah. My channel's been blowing up like a motherfucker lately. I've gained, I think, like, you guys can check my social blade. It's like, I don't know, like almost 700 subs. It's insane. I don't know what I'm doing, but apparently I'm doing something right. So, yeah, like I said, this live stream is only going to be about 45 minutes, though, because I want to keep it short so that anybody who's missed it can go back and watch from the beginning and it's not too overwhelming. Who will succeed Tommen? Look, I guess we could talk about King's Landing. I think the way it's going to go down is because the same dude that predicted all the Battle of the Bastards and shit, he basically said some shit like Tommen will end his life by jumping out of the window, like he's going to jump from a balcony, and then that's that. You know what I mean? He didn't exactly say why would happen. I don't know if I like that fame. He will be succeeded by wildfire. Yo, that'd be dope. I don't know. Yeah, I can see that if he commits suicide because he's learned about his parentage. I don't know. He's pretty emotional. Man, what if he gets thrown from the window? What if like literally on some shit like Cersei? Okay, so let's say that Loras has his trial, right? High Sparrow leaves the building and he goes and prays at the little tunnel, the tunnel shit. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and bring this fucking video up so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. It'll make it a lot easier, I promise. Bear with me for a second. There's a lot of nude thumbnails on YouTube. Can you do that now? I always blur out the nipples and shit that I post on mine with little symbols from my channel symbol. It's fucking crazy. There's like a pair of Cersei's tits as soon as I bring up the YouTube page. That's nuts. All right, so this trailer that I'm about to show you guys, this is the trailer from the first one that we got for the season. And it was quickly removed after the season premiered. So let's take a look at it, and that way I'll be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Wait a second. There's always some sort of glitch. That's another reason why these live streams are hard to do, because like they're so fucking glitchy. I need to pay for a streaming service, like a live streaming service, so that way I wouldn't have as many glitches as I do. This shit is no joke, man. Annoying. More than anything, it is annoying. There we go. All right. So it's at about 1 minute and 18 seconds in. And you guys can go check out Cox Communications YouTube to see for yourself. But basically, oh yeah, no, I know you'll get age gated, but I mean like usually you can't put tits in the thumbnail because the thumbnail wouldn't even show up. You know what I mean? Like apparently there's some new rule with Game of Thrones, like you can show Cersei's body doubles boobs. But anyway, let me show you guys exactly what the fuck I'm talking about so we can continue on, because we don't have much. Well, we have about 30 minutes left. All right, can you guys see this? I'm gonna assume. I hope you can. All right. There it is right there. Part of it. Damn, that was loud, man. Calm down. But yeah, so basically, this is Varys' little bird stabbing the shit out of somebody. And if you can see right here, that looks like the archway, the same one that is in where he prays at. Mind you, it's a lot darker, so it's a lot harder to tell also. But you can go look, and it's at 1 minute and 18 seconds in. You got to freeze it. And then right after that, they show Arya. But I don't really want to talk about that because it brings a whole other thing up. But what if when Loras' trial is going on, and just to refresh everybody, High Sparrow leaves and goes and prays in that place. And that's Cersei's chance. She's like, all right, look, man, I'm not about to go to fucking trial. Let's go kill them. So then the little birds show up. They stab him to death. Cersei doesn't think about it, maybe. This is what leads up to Tommen's death, is my prediction. Cersei doesn't necessarily think about what's happening, and she's like, all right, it's time to burn the Sept of Baelor. I know everybody else that's pretty much her enemies are going to be in there. Kevin, Pycelle, all those motherfuckers. They're all going to be in there in one giant spot. So then she burns it and then doesn't realize, but Tommen's in there also, and so is Margaery. So that would make sense for the Tyrell death that we get, and that would also make sense as to why Tommen would jump out if he's in there. And obviously Cersei is not going to burn the shit if she knows Tommen's in there. It really doesn't matter that Tommen basically handed her death card by saying there's no trial by combat. Her one redeeming quality, not only will she burn cities to the ground, but she also loves her children. So I don't think she will just outright be like, hey, you know what, Tommen, fuck you. You killed me. I'm going to kill you. I think it'll truly be a mistake. And she'll not think, hey, a king, honestly, a king, if it wasn't Tommen, any other king probably wouldn't be present. You know what I mean? If it was like, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to determine, but maybe that's her mistake. And she has a lapse in judgment and she burns the whole shit down and Tommen jumps out to try to get away from the fucking flames. Or maybe she sends the mountain in after him and she tells the mountain, save my son. Maybe the mountain doesn't fucking think about it because he's stupid and he's obviously not right in the head, and he just throws Tommen out the window trying to save him, like, hey, he's away from the fire. You know what I mean? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in that comment section. We got about 60 people watching right now. That's fucking awesome. Thank you, everybody. Sup about time, K. All right, so let's watch the clip one more time, if that's all right with you guys. Watch this. Oh man, so much is happening. We should watch this whole thing and go together, but we don't have enough time right now. But we should watch this whole thing and dissect, because there's actually 2 other things from this main trailer that haven't happened yet, and I plan on doing a video on Sunday for y'all. All right, there it is. Damn, look, that quick. I missed it. Get on your game and stop talking, Mark. All right, there we go. We have someone, you know what? When I went back and found the little birds, which I actually have that clip lined up too, I looked at every single one of their faces, and not near damn one of them was wearing this haircut right here. That's actually similar to Arya's hair when she was in Bravos, when she was playing the blind Beth, I think was her name, in the show, or in the books. But yeah, I don't know. So then it was just interesting. Maybe there's different little birds. Qyburn did say to tell your friends we offer candies. But yeah, so this looks like that. In my opinion, this looks like the archway right here where Baelor prays at. And there's actually someone with this haircut right here. It's a dwarf in real life, but it plays a child in the show. And there's one that looks like that too. That's the little boy actually. And then there's a little girl over here you can't really see. Hang on. Damn it, I already missed it that quick. There's a little boy over here. I think it's right here. That's the little boy who talks to Varys, or Qyburn's looking at his face because there's a bruise on his face and he's trying to check to see how he healed. But yeah, and then right after that, you know, we get the Arya clip. All right, so let me know what you guys think. Do you think that is Varys' little birds under command of Qyburn killing High Sparrow in order so that Cersei can burn? I don't know. I mean, they're just killing him to make sure, you know what I mean? Or maybe what happens is Cersei doesn't show up for a trial, doesn't realize Tommen's there, burns the whole thing down. The High Sparrow then escapes the little birds find out that he's hiding underneath the Sept of Baelor, the Blessed, and they go in and they kill him because they were told to. So maybe he escapes somehow. Maybe he's already down there praying and can somehow tell that the whole fucking building's on fire, and then he stays down there, and maybe he worked his way out around the tunnels, the same tunnels that Varys knows, and maybe his little birds know those tunnels too. I don't know. You guys let me know. I think the majority, if you judge it from just the synopsis that we were given, is Cersei faces her trial. I think that it's heavily going to be King's Landing. Of course, we do get something in the north because we see Jon and Sansa talking to each other. Of course, we get some shit with Jaime. We see that he's meeting with Baldr Frey. But I think it's a 69-minute episode, and I think 40 to 45 of those minutes is going to be in King's Landing. In King's Landing. Focusing on Cersei and her trial, and I think it will be very interesting. You know what would be funny? If, you know how they like to lead us along and then kill theories like, I don't know, Lady Stoneheart or whatever. What if she doesn't actually burn shit? And what if, like I predicted when I first saw Bran's vision, is that wildfire was shown to Bran just so that he knows how to kill White Walkers on a massive scale, is by using that wildfire that's underneath the city, and we've all just been picked up on it as, oh yeah, Cersei is going to burn everything. Obviously, Qyburn came up to her and said, you know, that rumor that you were talking about, it turns out that it's there, or it's true, and there's a lot of it. And she obviously knows about the wildfire because way back in season 2, when Tyrion went to go talk to the pyromancers underneath the city, they were saying, your sister, we were working for your sister, making all this shit. And Tyrion goes, yeah, now you're working for me. So we know that Cersei knows about the wildfire. The real question is why would she have to have Qyburn? This could just be a lapse in the story writers, like not just them fucking up, basically. Why would she have to ask about it as if it was a rumor if she already knew about it and she had the pyromancers making more of it for her? Why would she have to ask about that as being a rumor? She knows that it's fucking there. She was telling the motherfuckers to make it before, and I'm sure she went down there to look at it just like Tyrion did when she was having it made. So if the rumor is referring to the wildfire, why does Cersei not know that it's true? What if the rumor is actually referring to the High Sparrow actually sleeping in that place where he prays at? And maybe that's what Qyburn's talking about, that, and they've just been leading us up to thinking that Cersei's going to burn the fucking city down, and then she doesn't. I know that there's been a shit ton of foreshadowing, even way back when Daenerys was walking through her vision, and she was in the throne room and everything was burned. That could be when she shows up, because obviously she's going to burn some shit. She'll probably, if she was smart, she'd burn everything and then just rebuild, because like she's got 100,000. She got 100,000 Dothraki, so yeah, you know what I mean? Use those and build some shit. My question is, how the fuck are they going to fit those and 3 dragons amongst a shit ton of other Unsullied and Tyrion and everybody on 100 ships? It ain't going to happen like that. I don't know. What's going on in the chat? Yes, I do think we will see Varys. You can check out... can scroll back to the beginning to check that out. Like I said, we're only going to do this stream for another, I believe we have about 29 minutes left, and then we will be ending it. Wait, did I do the math right? I don't think I did do the math right, but this stream was supposed to be 45 minutes. Sorry, we have another 15 minutes left. All right, and there was one last thing that I did want to talk about, and I'm not intentionally trying to ignore the chat. I love talking with everybody. Hey, but I just had an itinerary to cover, and my mind keeps fucking blanking every time I get too sidetracked. All right, so let's talk about the White Raven flying in to Winterfell. Now, we all know from the books, and like 30 people in my comment section lit it up saying, hey man, you know, that's actually, the White Raven is actually what the Maesters released to signify. Yes, I knew that, but that was never addressed on the TV show. And my question is, it's sent out to mark the change of the seasons. Why would they have to tell Winterfell that winter is coming? Why would they have to tell Winterfell that the seasons are changing? They fucking know. They're in the north. They should be the ones sending it to the fucking Maesters, saying like, yo, niggas, winter is here. Winter is finally here. Starks is always saying it's coming. Well, it's here, and it's going to be a long one because the fucking long night is coming with it. Why would they be sending? Why would they be letting Winterfell know? Okay, okay, so maybe they have their little charts and shit, and maybe they can tell the exact date. But I don't know. What if? I just thought it was symbolic. Maybe Bran has a cool new familiar or a friendly or whatever. Like there's, I don't know, in old RPG games, you can get like a little bird that follows you around and shoots shit. But you guys corrected me in the comment section. So yeah, the last thing that I did want to talk about was, hang on one second. Let me pull up this fucking other trailer. It's the one showing you the little birds. Yeah. Okay, so it was relating back to Varys and going to Dorne. So I think somebody just asked to talk about Varys again. I honestly didn't really cover him that much. So Varys does in fact go to Dorne, and when he gets there, he makes a deal with the Sand Snake. The Sand Snakes are like, all right, we might consider helping Daenerys when she gets to Westeros. We will have a common enemy, which will be the Lannisters, obviously. But you need to do something for us. And in saying that, they want maybe Cersei dead. Maybe they want Cersei's body. Maybe they want Cersei alive so that they can poison her. I don't fucking know. The Sand Snakes are honestly retarded, and I don't really like them too much. And I heard that they're going to be in episode 10, so that's why we're talking about this. But basically, Varys, the one thing that he could do is obviously he knows about, well, the little birds know about the mountain, thanks to Qyburn introducing them to the mountain. When Cersei shows up to talk about the little birds, the mountain is with her, and so is Jaime. But basically, they run into each other. So maybe when they're in Dorne, which Cersei did send the little birds to Dorne, so when Varys arrives, he's obviously going to talk to his little birds and find out what's going on at King's Landing with the mountain being her bodyguard. And maybe he'll use that as his leverage to be like, hey, look, you guys, well, your father at least, Oberyn, wanted nothing more but to have the mountain dead. The mountain did die, but he's back and he's alive. And what if I can kill him for you? And somehow maybe they'll get his head or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Let me know what you guys think. And then I'm going to start responding to questions for the last 10 minutes. Oh, that's one person I didn't really talk about too much. Honestly, because I was kind of worried. I love Melisandre. All right, so David Adams, well, it's not really a question, but he basically says that Davos is about to rip Mel's necklace off in front of the council and expose her old ass. And let me add on a couple words. Expose her old ass titties. They're going to drop to the floor. She's going to step on her boob and then trip in the fall. That'd be the end of that. She'd break her hip or something. I don't know. But I think what will likely happen is Jon he'll be forced to listen to Davos for sure. Because I think once Jon becomes king of the North, Davos will be his hand to the king. And after becoming his hand of the king, of course, Jon is forced to listen to his counsel, listen to his advice. And his advice is going to be to punish the old bitch. He might even say to hang her, like to just kill her. You know what I mean? Honestly, Davos has hated her for a while. He knows that she's evil. And the Shireen incident, that's just the straw that broke the camel's back. Davos probably wants her blood. So he will probably suggest for her to die. And, of course, Jon will listen, but I don't think he's going to jump the gun that quickly, because we did see Jon taking her advice the last episode where he was at least asking her opinion, like, why did the Lord of Light want me back? What's my purpose? You know what I mean? So I think what will happen is Jon will do something about it, and maybe he'll just punish her. Maybe he'll put her in a cell. Maybe he'll tell her that she has to leave the wall. I don't know. I think there was actually a spoiler saying that, a supposed spoiler, saying that Jon bans her or something, or like outlaws her or some shit. But I will say this: she doesn't listen to Jon. She said that no one is her ruler. You know what I mean? She doesn't have I don't know. He said, "I command you," and she's like, "Well, no one commands me. The Lord of Light commands me." So I don't know. Maybe Davos will get pissed off at Jon for doing this, and maybe he'll try to do something rash, which will force Jon to do something to him, and then maybe Davos will not only be missing fingers, but maybe he'll be missing an entire hand or something. I don't know. It's hard to think on the spot like this, but I do think that Melisandre will make it to next season. I'll say that. What they'll likely do, though, is since that Carice Van Houten is pregnant, they'll likely send her away conveniently in the storyline so that we won't see her for the first 3 to 4 episodes of the season, and then bring her back around sometime. Maybe she'll go to the Riverlands and fucking Arya's there after she just did the Frey fucking pie shit. Maybe she kills her then too. I don't know. But they'll conveniently write her out of the storyline for several episodes because she is pregnant, and they want to give her time off to have the baby and then probably take care of the baby for a little bit. So they will conveniently write her off of the show. Hopefully it's not to kill her. But I don't know. I mean, maybe she will. Shit. She's been pretty active in movies and stuff. Maybe she will get killed. I hope she doesn't, but she will definitely be written off. We won't see her for the first couple episodes of next season for sure. And the reason being is Jon will likely banish her. Let's see. Andy Perkins says, I think Mel will reveal herself as old. What would be the benefit? Like, I mean, I actually think that working to her benefit for a little bit. Maybe Jon banishing her if he sees that she's a 300, 400-year-old woman. I don't know, though. I think she likes to use her looks and her beauty as that's her gimmick. That's her, like, part of her charm. She's a glamorizer, and she likes to play the part by seducing people. I think she's gonna try to seduce Jon before the fucking season finale's over. I think we're gonna get enough time in the North for that to potentially portray Jon to her thing, or the wall and go somewhere. Jon, see, that's the thing though. I see Jon listening to Davos because obviously Davos helped him out a lot, but Melisandre brought him back to life. So if they have a little bit of time pass, Jon might feel a little bit differently. But if it happens right away, like as soon as they're settling in Winterfell, and as soon as we see Winterfell, it's Davos and he's confronting Mel, and he's like, "Look, bitch, you're coming with me. We're going to go talk to Jon Snow right now, or I'll kill you," or some shit. I don't see Davos killing her in cold blood, but I don't know. It's hard to predict these fucking characters because they don't exactly base them off of their book counterparts anymore. You know what I mean? Thumbs up on this video if you agree with me that Dan and Dave sometimes take their own turn with the characters. They have to really enjoy the character in order to give them their proper due. Mickey Kim's Mark says, do you think Arya will just show up in the Riverlands, or the show will actually show a established shot of a ship arriving? I hate when people just pop into a sheen. Okay, so you're saying, do we think they'll show Arya just popping up in Riverlands, or do I think they'll show a ship showing up? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I don't think Arya, honestly, if Arya's in the last episode, she's going to be in River Run. What will likely happen is Bravos is one of the most northern free cities, so all she would have to really do is cross the Narrow Sea and go up the Red Fork. She'll go past Gulltown. Hold up, I got a fucking Westeros map right motherfucking here. Hang on a second. I'll tell you guys exactly what she'll have to do. All right, so yeah, she'll sail north of Bravos, across the Narrow Sea. She'll enter. So yeah, like I was just saying, she'll sail past Gulltown and go up the Green Fork to get to the Twins. So if Arya is in fact in the season finale, I believe that she has one purpose and one purpose only, and that purpose is to be Red Wedding 2.0 at the Twins. Or I think what is more than likely is since Maisie Williams is not on the cast list, I think we'll have to wait to see what happens to her. I think they're going to be wrapping up a lot of plot lines, and I think they have a lot of shit going on with them. They got Brienne, they got Varys, they got a lot of people that we kind of know what's happening with Arya. And she, honestly, episode 8, the majority of it was focused on her, and she's been in a lot of episodes this season. So honestly, they did it. They ended her story, in my opinion, for this season a very nice way. We know that Arya is officially someone, and she's headed back to Westeros. You know what I mean? So that's a good way of wrapping her story up. And if they do plan on sending her back to Westeros, it'd be perfect to have a whole fucking long night in between. We're waiting almost 10 months for another season. You know what I mean? So it would make more sense if they did it that way from a writer standpoint, which I am not a writer by any means, but I feel like I don't think from a just an average show watcher standpoint, it would make much sense for them to skip out on her, because like I feel like we people that like this that watch these live streams and they just aren't just the average show watcher that knows information, back knowledge on the books, all of that good shit. They question how fast people arrive in certain places. But to people that are just watching the TV show and are just literally, I call it jet life because they're just enjoying the shit, like Jet's life. They're just that's from a rap song, Jet Life. Just enjoy the shit. That's what you look. I'm gonna go on a fucking side rant here real quick. People that are complaining so much about. I complained a little bit about episode 9, and the reason being is because I thought that they should have wounded one of Dany's dragons, and it would have made it a little bit more interesting. Like there would have been something at stake if, I don't know, if one of her dragons went down, maybe it'll die, and that would hinder her chances of going to Westeros and being as powerful as she normally would be. So it would have been put something at stake. It was just kind of cliche. They all show up and burn that. I love the fucking scene. I'm a Dany fan, yo. I'm a Dany dick rider, son, for real. Dany doesn't even have a dick, but yeah, no, like. You like, I don't know what happens is in general people forget all the good moments that happen, and I've been the past couple of days of my time off, instead of doing, I don't know, cleaning up around the house, which I probably should do more often. I've been rewatching the season, and there are so many good fucking moments. When you can binge watch that shit, you will fully appreciate how good of a season 6 is. And what happens is people get these preconceived notions about when they're fucking reading the books, they expect this shit to happen a certain way, and because it doesn't, they get their fucking panties in a bunch. Excuse my language or whatever, but they just get upset that it doesn't go down the way you think it was gonna fucking happen. You got to remember, just remember this for this season finale. If you don't think it's gonna be that epic, because honestly, episode 9 was so epic, just remember, just enjoy the shit. Just enjoy it for what it is. Because honestly, after this episode, 10 fucking months, what are you gonna do? You're gonna come to people like me. You guys rely on people like me and other YouTubers to entertain you over this long night. So just remember, when you feel like you're being super harsh on the show, or when another reviewer, a YouTuber, whatever, is being super harsh on the show, just remind them, just enjoy the shit. It's not gonna play out the way you think it is just because you've read the books. You think you got this upper level knowledge on fucking the average person or something. You know what I did notice? Like, I've been staying away from live streams, but from what I've been getting messages and shit, and like what I've paid attention watching live streams myself, sometimes you don't have to chat in the chat box to see what other people are thinking. And the vibe that you get from those like show only reviews or those show only live streams is that people that strictly read the books and that highly critique the show feel like they're fucking better than you as a person. That shit ain't true. Just enjoy the shit. Just remember that. So let's get back on task. We are talking about Arya and where do I see her ending this season. I don't think bold prediction or whatever you want to call it, Arya will not be in the season finale simply because Maisie Williams is not listed on the cast list. And that's that. I think it would make more sense from the average person watching the show and people that have back knowledge to give her storyline a break. They ended it a pretty good way. Like I said, we know exactly what she's going to be doing. She's going back to Westeros, and we know that a girl is Arya Stark from Winterfell. So that's a good way to end her storyline. And she's got a pretty decent amount of the season. So I think, I don't know. That's my prediction. Let me check this chat box over here because I went on that fucking rant. Sorry about that, y'all. That shit's. All right, sorry, I just spaced out there for a second. I was reading the chat box. Let's take questions. We've actually gone past the time limit, but I will take questions for the next 5 minutes. Okay, so Maximilian Dixon says, by the way, that's a badass name. It's a very strong sounding name. What's your name? Max Dick. But yeah, nah. He says, I just want to know who will kill the mountain. I think Varys' little birds / Qyburn's little birds are going to be the one to kill the mountain. And I think they will either do it because Qyburn commands them to, obviously, to wait, fuck. What am I talking about? I think the mountain, if he's in fact killed this season, it will be by the little birds. And they will be under command of Varys, and Varys will tell them to kill the mountain because he's doing it in order to get in good with the Sand Snakes. And the Sand Snakes obviously want the mountain dead because that's Oberyn's like, that's like his dying wish. That's all he fucking wanted. You raped her, you killed her, you murdered her families. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's another thing. Yes, they will. They will. And the reason being is because they are the only ones who could honestly catch him off guard. Like, it would probably be on some shit like he's walking down to maybe go kill the High Sparrow, or maybe he just did come down to kill the High Sparrow when he's praying or some shit, and they pop up on him out of nowhere, and he obviously just walks right past them because he's like, oh, it's little fucking kids. And then as soon as he does that, 20 of them come out of nowhere and just stab him at all different places. They would be able to take his ass out. They're small and hard to swing at. And I honestly think the fact that he may hesitate, that's what'll get him killed. Hesitation gets you killed in driving and in the Game of fucking Thrones. Eric Famous says, does Jamie fuck up the phrase? Kind of already talked about that earlier. I think Jamie will enact vengeance on the phrase, and I don't think it's Arya wearing his face. I think he's just going to do it because he has his oath to Catelyn weighing on his mind, and maybe shit, I don't know. Maybe he hears about what goes down in King's Landing, where like he hears that Tommen has basically eliminated the trial by combat. And maybe he realized that Cersei's dead. And maybe Cersei sends him a fucking suicide note, basically, that says, yo, don't come back to the city, Jamie. It's over. I love you. Stay out there with the fucking Lannister forces and then head back to Casterly Rock. I don't know. Maybe she's saying that she'll take out Kevin or some shit. And, of course, Jamie will be distraught by getting this letter. And he just feels like, fuck it. And maybe he realizes at that second that Cersei is truly batshit crazy, and he tries to pursue his love interest of Brienne. This is like crockpot theory, in case you were wondering. Then he decides to pursue his love interest of Brienne, and in doing so, he's like, look, you know how I get in good with Brienne? She'll hear this if I kill all of these fucking Freys. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I think most likely the reason why he will kill Walder, Jamie will kill Walder, is because he's got a deal going on with Edmure, and he's also got another deal going on with young Walder and Lothar about how if he kills their father, they will be next in line for head of House Frey. And Walder Frey has been head of House Frey for a long fucking time. The man is over 100 years old in the books. Actually, Dunk and Egg run into a really young version of Walder in this book right here, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. This is kind of a fun question. What about Arya imitating 1-1? I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, shit. Like, what would that benefit? What would she like shows up with 1-1's face on, and she just like pops up to Jon, and Jon's like, holy shit, what the fuck? What's going on? And then she rips it off, and she's like, ha, just kidding, it's me. That'd be nuts. That'd be a hell of a fucking introduction, but with all these dick and fart jokes going on, I wouldn't put it too much past him. Yeah, see, I don't know about that. Adam Doyle says the Brotherhood will capture Brienne and the Hound. The Hound, not Lady Stoneheart, will hang her. I don't see that happening. I know that is like a book plot, and then she ends up choosing. She says some fucking word, and that basically trial by combat or something, and that ends up saving Pod somehow, and then she's convinced to. I just don't see that happening. I think Brienne, the next time we see Brienne, if she is not like, wasn't like Gendry for the season, we're basically sent down a raft and we'll see her next season, she'll be back at Winterfell. I don't know, it's been a whole episode and there's no way that she will still be in that area. If you go by a logic standpoint and she can get the river run so quickly in a few episodes, it wouldn't make sense for her to still be in that area. Although they are both heading north. I just thought about that. Holy shit. They are both heading north. You know what, though? Brienne honestly probably has a head start on them. I feel like Brienne, because she's traveling with just her and Pod, she can travel faster. So I feel like they have already made it pretty much the way back to Winterfell. And honestly, I think Brienne is present with Sansa during that meeting with Baelish. I think that's the only reason why Sansa met his ass out there in the fucking. Well, I know the Godswood is technically inside Winterfell, but I think Sansa is. I think Brienne is present with Sansa during that meeting with Baelish, and I think she will kill Baelish right then and there. I hope so. Fucking hashtag kill Baelish because he's a little dickhead. Golf Princess CL says Q&A Tower of Joy cliffhanger with no real answers. I'm gonna take one more question after this. I do think we're gonna be getting the Tower of Joy. I just feel like it will be next season. I don't know if we'll. Okay, so we have a 69-minute episode. They could totally fit it in, and if they do even bring up Bran, they obviously know we're going to be wondering about that. So if they can establish that Bran is somehow safe enough to warg, then we'll get the Tower of Joy flashback. But if Bran is just straight up chilling in the middle of the fucking woods and then he decides to start warging and Cold Hands feels like he can protect him somehow or some shit and he can't, honestly, Bran can't control the warg. So once he gets into one, it'll be hard to pull himself back out. So if they're dumb enough, the writers are dumb enough to fucking write it so that Bran's out in the middle of the fucking wilderness on the run from like 500,000 fucking White Walkers or whites and others and fucking bad zombie ice fuckers. That would be so stupid. Like, okay, so you're just going to warg out here in the middle of nowhere, but you guys are just running and then Hodor, like it just takes the danger element away. I don't think that if he can make it to Winterfell or at least to Castle Black and then the wall comes down, I can see the wall coming down while he's in the warg and they're having trouble waking him up and all the White Walkers are coming everywhere and obviously they need to wake Bran up so that he could maybe make a plan with everybody. I don't know, tell them something shit. I don't think Mira knows how to get to fucking Winterfell, but yo, that would be dope. What if that's like, what if Bran's tracker thing, Bran's mark doesn't go off until he wargs and he won't warg until he's in a safe place and he won't warg until he gets to Castle Black. And that's what pings his location when he enters the warg into, I don't know, Tower of Joy flashback. That was out there, man. That's what happens when you get Mark thinking on his toes, like out of nowhere. All right, so I'm going to take one more question, and then I'm going to be ending this. Looking for that question right now. All right, so this last question I'm going to be taking is from Rob Plant, and it says, "Will Bran warg a dragon from Dany and fly to Jon?" No, sorry, man. I'm not sure if you're one of my new subscribers, but I've done a live stream where I went off for like 20 minutes about how much I think it would be bogus if Bran could warg dragons because their minds are like they just said they're smarter than humans. And obviously they'll be. I think the only reason why Bran was able to even warg something as intelligent as it was because it was Hodor, and his mind was literally a fit. So that was the only way he was able to enter his mind. I don't think Bran is strong enough, not only mentally but like in all sense of the word, to be able to warg a dragon. I think that would be dope, but I think that is like that's even too Hollywood for the show. That is like if the last two seasons that we get, season 7 and season 8, do so fucking well, HBO has no choice but to do a follow-up movie to it, and then that's what's included in the movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, somehow the dragon survives all that shit, and then they're instantly warged. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. We got up to 81 some people watching live. I want to thank you all so much again. You guys are fucking amazing. Plan on doing these live streams. Okay, so yeah, here's the plan. I've talked with, well, I haven't actually gotten a chance to respond to her yet, but Because Geek has sent me a message, and my schedule as of right now is I'm working 45 hours a week. Then on top of that, I have the YouTube, and since my gotten a lot bigger, I spend a lot more time working on these videos. Even if the video is only 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, it still takes me anywhere from 2 hours to record all the audio. Then if I want to add video into it, that's another 30 minutes. So we're at, what, 2.5 hours right now? And then there's the post-production, and that's where I put it into Sony Vegas and then overlay the videos for like where I'm like click here, and then I have to make sure the audio matches up for the parts where I'm playing the sound, and then the audio obviously overlaid underneath that. And that's another like 3 hours. So it takes me anywhere from 5 to 8 hours to make a video. So that, along with my work schedule, is the God to honest reason, or the honest to God reason. Look, I said that shit backwards. Why I haven't been doing these live streams. So hopefully I don't have to make, like, when I don't have to worry about reviewing an episode or making a trailer breakdown video for the next week, I'll have way more free time to fit these in. But I also got a message from Because Geek. Hopefully she'll try to join me for one of these live streams, which would be fucking awesome. I'm going to plan them better. I made this one like 30 minutes before I went live. So with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for being entertained by just one person, by me. It was amazing. It's actually a really big ego boost. I'm actually about to go brag to it out there, the people that I have over. Like, yeah, I had 80 people watching just me, motherfucker. I ain't done a live stream in like a month. It's literally been a minute. But yeah, please slap a like on this video if you enjoys what I did here. Yeah. Shout out to Tony Teflon, if anybody's watching, that does other YouTubers. Real quick, I want to get everybody in the chat box. I actually got this from him when I was doing this on his. Everybody in the chat box right now, shout out where you're from, and I'll try to yell out everybody's place, and then we'll end it. Everybody shout out where you're from. Where you from? Hashtag where you from. Oh, yeah, so we got several hashtags this episode. We got hashtag Bran the Breaker. We got hashtag Bran the Destroyer. And now we have hashtag where the fuck you from. Houston, Knoxville, Tennessee, San Gabriel. Valentina is the best. Oh, I was like, where the fuck is that at? That's a crazy-ass city. Valentina is the best. Yes, he's talking about Val from Because Geek. Dublin, Ireland. Memphis, Tennessee. Sparta, Greece. Holy shit. Italy, Milan, Brooklyn, New York, Sacramento, Turkey. Keep doing the live streams more often. God, that's not a city. Hell yeah, fame. Providence, Rhode Island. David, you from Knox, London, UK, Soviet Union, New Jersey, stand up, Trenton, Florida Keys, Northeast Pennsylvania. Northeast Pennsylvania, that sounds like Philly. Uh-oh, shout out to Philly. Oakland, San Francisco. Hell yeah, what's up, everybody? We got people from all over the fucking world. Wichita. Did I already say San Fran? I think I did. Jakarta, Indonesia. Hell yeah, you guys are fucking amazing. But yeah, I want to thank you all so much for joining me. Like I said, this live stream was short, so that way if you missed anything, you can go back and rewatch it. Soviet Union. This has been Sir Hunt, Western New York. Hell yeah, Because Geek is the shit. All right, but yeah, this has been Sir Hunts. Thanks for watching. Reviews.